It's been a week since Season 3 Reloaded released for Warzone. Just like every new season, it brought a ton of weapon balance changes and shifted the meta quite a bit. Not only that, but they also introduced a new SMG that seems to be on top of the SMG meta right now. So in today's video, I'm going to show you guys the top 5 meta loadouts you should be using in Caldera to have a competitive advantage and win some games. Before we get into the video, if you're new, drop a sub for more helpful Warzone content like this, and leave a like if you use any of these loadouts in this video. Now let's get to the number 5 on the list. We have the Automata and the Well Gun combo. The Automata has been good for a while and is still a very solid choice in Season 3 Reloaded. With this fast fire rate, this thing dishes out 833 rounds per minute, which is up there with the likes of the M13 and the Cooper carbine. Along with that, the loadout also has a 75 round mag, which makes it so you never run out of bullets. All of this combined gives the Automaton a TTK of 936 milliseconds after 48 meters, which is right there in the meta conversation. With the Automaton covering the long range, we have the Well Gun as a secondary for close range battles. The Well Gun was at the top of the SMG meta before this new update, but with the new SMG taking over, it has fallen a bit. But rest assured, it's still a top tier SMG and you can compete with any other SMG in Warzone with the Well Gun. The Well Gun has a TTK of 638 milliseconds within 10 meters and then drops up to 781 milliseconds. Here's a loadout for both, and let me know what attachments you would change in the comments. Now let's move on to number 4 on the list. We have the Volks and the ZRG. I had to put something in for my snipers out there. I know with every new season they keep digging the sniper hole deeper and deeper, but this loadout is still very competitive in Caldera. Before I get to the main show, let's look at the sporting cast. This loadout for the Volk has an ADS of 380 milliseconds and a fire rate of 789 rounds per minute, which is very solid for a sniper support AR. Along with that, it has a TTK of 684 milliseconds within 40 meters. The Volk is coming out to be the best sniper support in Season 3 Reloaded so far. Give this thing a go and you won't be disappointed. Next, let's look at the sniper, the ZRG. The ZRG is by far the best sniper in Caldera after the snipers took a major hit. It has a bullet velocity of 1275 meters per second and an ADS time of 471 milliseconds with this loadout, which is very competitive in Caldera. If you want to see a full deep dive of the ZRG, click the card on the top right. In that video, I compared the ZRG with the HDR and we take a full dive into the stats. But here's the loadout for the Volks and here's the loadout for the ZRG. Now let's move on to number 3 on the list. We have the XM4 and the Type 100. The XM4 has been hanging around the top of the long range meta since Cold War came out, and I'm sure most of you have already used this gun before. It's super easy to control in terms of the recoil and also does great damage at range in Season 3 Reloaded. It has a TTK of 913 milliseconds after 30 meters, so it's very solid at long range. Not only that, but it also has a bullet velocity of 1530 meters per second, which makes it feel like a laser. Here's the loadout for the XM4. Let me know what you would change in the comments, but to pair with the XM4, we have the Type 100. The only SMG that's better than the Type 100 this season is the H4 Blixen. The Type 100 has a TTK of 544 milliseconds within 20 meters with only chest shots, which is crazy. Not only that, but it also has a pretty good fire rate at 882 rounds per minute and an ADS time of 333 milliseconds. Here's the loadout, so go give it a shot. Now let's move on to number 2 on the list. We have the Bar and the Ammo Granite 43. The Bar has picked up recent popularity as it doesn't have much recoil and has a very competitive TTK in the long range meta. The TTK for long range for the Bar comes to 952 milliseconds after 33 meters. The only disadvantage I felt while using the Bar was the ammo capacity, as I felt I ran out of ammo pretty quick. So to counter that, I decided to put sleight of hand on this loadout. With the Bar taking care of the long range, I decided to pair the Bar with the Armor Guerra 43, as it's also another gun with very little recoil. Not only that, but it also has a crazy fast fire rate at 984 rounds per minute, which brings the TTK for this SMG to 793 milliseconds within 13 meters. This is a solid choice for a secondary, especially for the casual player base, as it's very easy to use. Here's the loadout. Let me know what you would change about this loadout in the comments. Now let's move on to the number 1 loadout on the list. We have the STG and the H4 Blixen. Starting off with the STG, it feels like a laser this season because of its crazy bullet velocity at 1612 meters per second and has a very solid TTK of 940 milliseconds for long range. Along with the ease of use and the amazing TTK, it also kills in only 11 shots to the chest at long range, making this AR the best Season 3 Reloaded has to offer. Now to pair with the STG, we have the new SMG, the H4 Blixen. Now of course, Activision wants their new SMG to be powerful right when it's released so people can go buy their blueprints, and that's exactly the case. It has a TTK of 600 milliseconds within 17 meters and only takes 7 chest shots to kill within 17 meters. If you haven't already, you should level it up before they decide to nerf it. But anyways, here's the loadout for both guns. That's all I have for you guys today. Let me know which gun I missed that belongs on this list in the comments. If you're new, make sure to leave a sub so you don't miss out on useful Warzone content like this. And if you like the loadouts in this video, all I ask you in return is to leave a like, as it helped me out a lot. Now before you go, since the number 1 SMG option on this list was the H4 Blixen, click on this video to find out the fastest way to unlock this new SMG if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.